Yeah, John.
Okay. Yeah, I was just calling. I wasn't sure what was going on. 'Cause I tried to log in um through the the website, Zoom
Right.
website, but it was waiting for a code.
I was
And
coming. Sorry, I was. I had someone give me a call right before you did.
yeah, that's fine. I'm on. All right. Wait.
Good morning, Pastor Sylvia.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I am alive and well. I see the same for you.
Yeah. I'm still pushing. I'm still getting out here doing whatever I can.
Still in the fight, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
My grandmother would always say it's the army you can't retire from.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no retirement in this outfit.
Yeah.
Well, it's that time right at the stroke of the hour, and glad to have you all on. And Kisra is well known. It's been around for a long time, and it's done a lot of marvelous work. And so we're looking forward to hearing. I think it's been a while. I can't remember the last time, but it's been a long time since we heard from Kisra. I think Lipskin. I don't know if Lipskin is still with you all.
No, no, he actually took a position with I think recovery
Oh, is it? Well,
recovery point, running one of their
Think Pat.
residence centers.
I think it's with Pac.
Pat, was it? But Pat, okay, okay, yeah, because he's been gone. He left a couple of years ago.
Yeah, yeah, he's a good guy.
Yep.
So, well, that's good. We're looking forward to this. I'm going to give one more minute, let the others come on, uh, and maybe we can go around because some have been on this Reentry Council for a long time, and so familiar faces, but there's some other faces that are not as familiar. So why don't we just go around the table here and have a brief introduction, and then we'll get started. My name is John Sylvia. I'm the chair of this particular Reentry Council, one of about 20 that we have around the state. I think it's around 20 if I'm not right, John.
Uh, I just did the next 4 months meeting yesterday, and I think it was at 23.
23. Okay. So we have 23 reentry councils around the state, and this particular council here is the first one that started 10, it will be 10 years in June. And so we've done quite a bit of things over the course of time, and a lot of changes have been made within the state, the legislature, and things of that sort. I'm also a pastor on the west side of Charleston. I've been pastoring at St. Paul AME Church for the past going on 19 years. So, so I'll give it over to you, Jonathan, and then Jenny.
My name is Jonathan Spence. I work with the Reach Initiative. I am the community re-engagement specialist. I'm also a reach back navigator. I'm a PRSS, and I'm just as impacted myself.
Jenny, you there?
I'm here. I'm Jenny Keener from Heart and Hand Outreach Ministries. I'm the community outreach and volunteer coordinator here. I'm also the chair for the Behavioral Health Planning Council. And I've had several members of my family who have been justice impacted and who have also been in recovery and who have passed away of substance abuse disorder.
I passed by Hot and Hands, Jenny, during the parade that they had at South Charleston Parade. My daughter was in the parade, and so I was thinking about you as I was driving by there. Um,
You're always welcome. Everyone's
yeah,
welcome to come in. We'll show you around.
yeah. If any of you all need anything, Jenny's the person. Hot and Hands is doing a great work out there, I tell you. Tina?
Hello, I'm Tina Ramirez from Marshall Health, and I work in the addiction science division. So pretty much I'm out there connecting folks to services in the community, and I also help head up the quick response teams in Wayne, Putnam, and Mason counties.
Okay. And you're vacationing in Tahiti right now?
Yes, in my mind every day.
Okay. Yeah. Praise God. Uh, Dr. Arnold.
Yeah, good morning. Glad to be here. First time coming to this. So yeah, Elder Ty Sean had told me about this organization a while ago. So I've been looking forward to joining. So I'm the CEO at Kisra. We are a nonprofit. It's been around since 1993. We help people that are have programs in place that help people transitioning out of recovery, domestic violence situations, incarceration, justice impacted. And we also have an affordable housing program that we started up a couple of years ago that's picking up steam. So, so looking forward to supporting this organization any way we can.
Praise God. Kenneth, you've been around for a while too.
I have. Thank you. My name is Kenneth Jordan. I am the project director of the West Virginia Peer Recovery Training Center at Marshall University Center of Excellence for Recovery. I'm a justice involved individual myself. I work very close with the West Virginia Certification Board of Addiction Prevention Professionals on education curriculum for certified peers of PRSS-SUD and PRSS-MH throughout the state. So I've been tasked with the educational building, right, to create very high-end training and at the same time to help assist with the new certification for peers that work not only with individuals that come from justice involvement, but peers that work across all demographics throughout our state. So again, very glad to be here. I love it when I can. Very busy anymore, but try to hop on when I can. So I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're always glad when you are able to come on. I know you are busy and put on a nice conference dealing with WAVA. I wish I could have gone. I had registered, but I had ended up with a conflict. But good to have you with us. Kaylee?
Good morning. My name is Kaylee Allen. I'm the Jobs and Hope Barriers to Employment Attorney with Legal Aid of West Virginia. I was originally in our medical legal recovery program, so all of my clients were in recovery. Now I'd say it's about 95% still working with Jobs and Hope. Transitioned to a statewide position, so I'm the only attorney in this program with our firm. So I'm trying to get to as many reentry councils as my calendar will allow. Started out in the more local one to me, which is Wood County, Roan, Wirt, Jackson, a lot of smaller communities. So wanting to learn more about what's out there for my clients in our other regions. So my first one here, hopefully I'll be a regular attendee as much as I can at least. So I'm happy to be here and happy to learn more about your area.
Good. Yeah, well, we welcome you, and
Thank you.
we meet on the second Wednesday of every month. Yeah.
I just signed up for the listserv for every council. So I'm getting a lot of emails trying to get them worked out on my calendar.
Right.
This one caught my eye just in time, and I'm really glad to be here. Thank you.
Tyshawn?
Hey, this is Tyshawn Lynch or James Lynch, and I work for Kisra. I'm on the Pathway Academy team as a program specialist, and it's an honor to be here with you all today.
Great. And Kristen, are you going to be a presenter?
Yes, yes. Good morning. And I'll take my camera off, but it's not working. So here I am. Yes. Am I the last one to introduce myself and then I can go into the
No, it's
presentation?
just
No, I'll just introduce
why
myself.
don't we have you introduce yourself
Sure.
when it's time for you to present. Richard, good to see you. Good to have you with us this morning.
Good morning. It's good to be here. I'm Rich Ward with the Division of Rehab Services, and I work with many of you on various different projects. I serve on the Behavioral Health Planning Council with Jenny. I work with Jobs and Hope. I attend as many reentry councils across the state as I can, but I work with the Division of Rehab Services and our Behavioral Health and Corrections program, just to be able to ensure that our counselors and our partners understand the availability of rehab services for individuals with disabilities and who are justice impacted as well. So I think I was at the very first reentry council meeting there in Charleston.
Yeah, you've been here since day one. I know that. And so glad to have you with us. I know you attend some of the other meetings as well, some of the other councils. So good to have you with us this morning. Jen Call.
Yes, hi everyone. My name's Jen. I am the outreach coordinator for the Crisis Stabilization Unit at Northwood Health Systems. We are located in the Northern Panhandle in Wheeling and also in Weirton. And we can admit for detox and also acute psychiatric signs and symptoms. So we are mental health stabilization and also SUD.
And Dee Anthony.
Hi, I'm Dayana Anthony. I work at Dismas Charities, which is a federal halfway house in St. Albans, West Virginia. I'm the employment placement specialist.
Yes. I've been to your location and you all are doing a great work as well. And let Jim know I said hi and hopefully I can make it out there one more time. So before we get started, I want to just kind of ask around. I get a lot of emails and text messages from individuals who some are incarcerated and some are getting out. And I know this is the toughest part of what we're trying to do. But I don't know if anyone knows of any resources that are out there. But I have a gentleman who does not have any substance use disorder issues, but he's trying to relocate. His mother's trying to get him back to Charleston. I think he was in a prison up in Virginia, and his parole officer is uh, I would have to vouch for a program in order for him to come out this way. But if he had a substance use disorder, abuse issue, I probably could find him a half a dozen places. But he does not have any such issues, and I'm really trying to see if I can help him come out this way. Kaylee, you look like you had your hand up.
Well, I don't work for Jobs and Hope, but I'm the attorney for their participants, and they no longer require a substance use disorder for them to be enrolled in the program. The only tricky thing might be West Virginia residency. I would say if he was living here before, he could be technically considered a West Virginia resident to be relocated. It's a strong program was created by the legislature. So if he wanted to enroll in something like that, it might be something that could be vouched for very easily because it was regulated by our government. So I can send the enrollment information. They also do help with transportation services. I don't know the extent that they provide those, but they have a lot of transportation services. I'll send you the information in case it sticks out to you as helpful.
I'll put my email in that. I'm familiar with Jobs and Hope. They've presented once before.
Yep.
Actually, I think maybe a couple of times over the years, and I know that it is a marvelous thing Governor Justice puts together. But in any case, I'll put my information in there, and if you could,
Yeah.
he's looking for some form of residency, but. I had one individual who he was incarcerated. He really said he just drank a little bit, but he didn't really consider himself to have a problem. We were able to get him into a program because he said, yes, I guess I could use some of the services. and he ended up really not staying with it.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to put this guy through the same thing, and he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to go into a substance use
Right.
program if he doesn't have a problem.
West
Um,
Virginia Coalition to End Homelessness also may have some leads on low income housing. I know that they're working on some developments on uh, bigger areas, adding more housing.
what's the name of
So
that one again?
the West Virginia Coalition to End Homelessness, they
Okay.
have a pretty great team. They have a hotline that can be called, um, I think, most of the day, and the coordinators can connect with other services.
Okay.
The last one that comes to mind is United Way calling 211. You dial 211 on your phone.
Mhm.
They can usually connect to a local resource as well. That's where my mind went. I don't think legal aid would be the biggest help, but some of our community partners may be. So
Okay.
I'd be happy to email you.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
A couple things. Yes, call you can visit 211.org or contact United Way for 211 resources. I'm also going to put Catholics Charities of West Virginia. They'll help with stuff. I'm going to put the website in the chat box as well. And also, his mother could contact DOHS or formerly DHHR and apply for emergency assistance program too that helps with
Okay.
transportation also.
Okay. Yeah, because his parole officer called me wanting to get a letter of some sort that would confirm what type of services, and I try to indicate that I only refer people to places, but when I eventually called, he called me and I ended up talking to him, and I told him the situation, and he said he did not want to enroll into a program that was for substance use issues when he really doesn't have that as an issue. He was incarcerated because of a violent, um, assault, basically an assault charge, and so, and in any case, I appreciate all your help. Anything you can put in the chat would be helpful because I know that there's stuff out there, but hopefully I can direct him to something, and I'll give him a call back. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Um, all right, so Kristen, do you need to share your screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, so let me give you, well, Jonathan, is that something you can do from your end?
I think I can share
No,
now.
I'm talking
Yes,
about John. Oh, you do have,
I
okay.
think so.
Yeah, Jonathan
She
can
should
make
be
you
able to,
call.
she should be able to
Yes,
share.
looks like I can. Okay, let me see.
Let me make you co-host. I think, okay, there you go.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you for having us. My name is Kristen Olson, and I serve as the program manager for Pathway Academy, which is Kisra's reentry initiative. We're truly excited to be here today, and I want to begin by thanking each of you for the work you do and for welcoming us into this space. Reentry is a mission that takes all of us, and we're really grateful to be in the room with people who care so deeply about this community. I'd also like to acknowledge our CEO, Dr. Arnold, and our program specialist, James Lynch, who are here this morning, and also Shelby Harmeyer. I'm not sure if she was able to make it, but she's also an important support for our team. Pathway Academy is a digital trauma-informed learning platform that is designed to support people who are returning home from incarceration and to full integration into their lives. As you know from our work, reentry is not a moment, it's a journey. It's a pathway. And our goal is to create a resource that walks alongside people through every stage of that journey. So, like Pastor Sylvia, the topic you were just discussing, helping this person, this is the kind of that gap filling that we want to help with to also connect people with education, but not just education, also the resources they need to actually be successful when they reenter. So our program, well, I'm going to get off my script and go too in deep right away. So let me see. Let me get back where. So okay. So I'm going to introduce James, and he's going to speak. He's going to introduce some about Pathway Academy and the overall vision behind the program. And then after James speaks, I'll come back to you and walk you through some of the components of the curriculum, show you how each part's designed to support returning community members. And then we'll wrap up with Dr. Arnold and also any questions that you may have for discussion. James, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Ms. Olson. And once again, good morning to everyone. It is truly my honor to be speaking with you today. My name is James Lynch, and I do work with KISRA, and I'm honored to be a program specialist on the Pathway Academy team. I want to first start off by being totally transparent that I myself once was justice impacted. That experience actually gave me firsthand look at the challenges that people faced when trying to rebuild their life after leaving incarceration. I actually saw firsthand the gaps, the lack of support, and a lot of the missed opportunities that so many individuals could have experienced. But that experience didn't just change me. It actually gave me great perspective to help drive and create a solution that is Pathway Academy. My circumstance is rare because when I came home, I had a loving family. I had an amazing employment opportunity waiting for me. I had an amazing pastor and a faith community that embraced me from the day that I got out. And so it really has put my life on back on track on the path to purpose and success. Now, that situation for me is a rare one. One of the things that Pathway Academy wants to do is take a rare case like me and make it more commonplace. One of the biggest hindrances that many people have coming back, from being incarcerated, is the help and the support that they need to give them direction, understanding on, what to do next. We often use in the reentry field that warm handoff. And so that's exactly what this program is created to do. Pathway was actually born out of a need, again, that I saw firsthand. A program that meets people exactly where they are inside the facility or back integrated into the community. And it gives them a tool to actually rebuild their lives successfully. This isn't just a curriculum or a series of modules, but it really is a bridge between incarceration and opportunity. It is designed to give people structure, skills, and the confidence to take control of their future. And that's actually on day one. Number two, our mission. Our mission, Pathway Academy, again, is a trauma-informed, digitally reentry and life skills curriculum. It is designed to support justice-impacted individuals inside the facility and in the community. Our goal is simply this: to empower people with tools and structure at a self-paced learning that helps them succeed after release. What's amazing about our program is that while I was incarcerated, actually for 12 months of my life, I was incarcerated. And even though it was the toughest year of my life, the toughest circumstance that I had endured, but it also was one of the biggest blessings of my life. Because it gave me perspective on people and able to put my hands on the pulse of people who are incarcerated. One of the things that they would do while I was incarcerated is that they would give us literature, they would give us information. Probably about the last 2 months of me being there, they instituted the tablets, that came with a lot of resources and information. But a lot of those things, if you don't have the money on your books, you don't have access to it. So one of the things that I ran into is that inside the jail system, you have people on all types of learning levels, those who are highly intellectual and those who have literacy issues. And so what's so beautiful about this program is that we actually have it where we read it to them, we explain it out, we make it clear in our lessons. So it brings it levels up for every person on every level. And that's one of the things that I love about this program is that it really does meet the needs of people at all levels. By giving participants the ability to learn at their own pace and access resources, it really does give us an opportunity to stay engaged with them. They go into the jail system. They get on our program, which Miss Olson will explain about that. But they're able to get on our platform, and even upon leaving, we're able to stay in contact with them, and I love that. So that is our mission. Lastly, why we exist. So why does Pathway exist? Because traditional programs are often one size fits all, usually in person, and they miss so many people that need help. Many individuals leave incarceration without digital literacy or access to tools needed to successfully navigate life outside. With Pathway Academy, it fills in those gaps. It's mobile friendly, it's self-paced, and provides continued education. Learning never stops. And it definitely doesn't stop when they walk out those doors. This program is not just about knowledge, but it's actually about preparing people for life, actually giving them practical skills, building confidence, and creating a real pathway to success. We believe by addressing these gaps, we're not just helping individuals, but we're strengthening families, communities, and the system as a whole. And that's why Pathway Academy exists. Ms. Olson?
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much for that, James. I always appreciate consistently the heart that you bring forth, the heart you put in the work, and it really sets the tone for everything we're talking about. Now, I'll be upfront as well. I'm also I'm in recovery, and I'm also justice impacted. So for James and I both, this has been work of the heart. Um, so first of all, when Pathway Academy, when a student is going to enroll in Pathway Academy, if they're presently incarcerated or in a recovery program, when a student starts, they complete a short survey, not a test, but it helps us understand where they are and it gives them a voice in choosing what they want to focus on. So we built this in a way because we want our students to feel ownership to their learning and their reentry journey. So instead of telling them what they need, we're meeting them where they are and giving them the option to participate in and telling us what they need. And then also as well, after taking that survey, they may also self-enroll in any courses that they desire to take. So what I was going to do now is stop my screen share and switch screens to take you through and actually show you a little bit. If you just pardon my transition. So what we've done is we've built it on the Google Classroom. So it actually has all the capabilities that come with the Google Classroom, including its flexibility. It's available, so it would be available. We actually just completed building the content on Edovo, if some of you are familiar with the tablets. And students will be able to access soon. So let me see, let me get on. So here, oh, can you see my screen? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So we have we have these five sections of modules. We have recovery and overcoming barriers. Let's see if I can click on it here. This section helps students look honestly at the patterns and cycles that have shaped their lives, the habits, the trauma, the triggers, the thinking, the decisions that kept repeating and pulling them off track. These lessons build insight and are designed to help students understand the why behind their choices, which is often the first step towards real change. So we talked about let's see. We have the classwork. Each lesson begins with a quiz. There's a teaching video, and activities, scenarios, to go along with each. So we have overcoming addiction modules here, how to help quitting smoking, recovery, living your best life, how to navigate our misdemeanor charges, and we have uncovering hidden issues, kind of the motivations between why we sometimes overreact emotionally. So just to give you a little bit of a taste of the things we cover. Some of the other sections we have are financial and civic responsibility. This is all about stability, budgeting, understanding credit, saving money, debt, navigating fines, fees, obtaining virtual documents, preparing for employment. So we go through things like power of attorney, responsibilities. These lessons are meant to give people the tools they need right away to build their lives financially and legally. We also have life skills, time management, and work ethic. Here we focus on rebuilding structure, planning time, management, communication, consistency, problem solving, accountability. We talk about what it means to show up, follow through, to build routines, to practice strong work habits, everyday life skills. Section 4, we have self-discovery and emotional stability. This section is deeply trauma-informed. Students learn about emotional patterns, triggers, self-talk, values, conflict responses, and how their past experience shaped their reflections. We focused on slowing down, recognizing what's going on inside, and choosing healthier responses instead of reacting from pain or stress. These lessons help students develop emotional intelligence and self-awareness. Okay, and finally, we have section 5, which is building resilience in healthy relationships. These modules dive into communication, boundaries, trust, parenting tools while inside and both inside incarceration and outside, the importance on maintaining that parent bond and building parents up so that they don't forget that their role is still just as important, even when they're separated or they've made mistakes. We talk about choosing healthy partners and what healthy relationships look like. We talk about how to manage conflict in healthy ways, how to show up as stable, responsible adults in relationships. Many students want support in this area, so these lessons have been designed based on other student populations we've worked with in the community also. So I can talk about that for a moment as well. One of the other programs that KISRA has had for years has been teaching in the 55 counties around West Virginia. And what those classes consisted of were healthy relationships, financial development, financial choices, and parenting tools and domestic violence awareness. And so the 8 years that I spent, 7, 8 years I spent teaching that curriculum also helped us because the community we taught those classes to for so long, they're also reentering. They're reentering society from different situations, from addiction or maybe abuse or possibly also incarceration. So there were a lot of those same topics that we noticed people needed help with. So then that's the education component of Pathway. And then the really neat part of this program also is that the Google Classroom has an app. So the credentials change, the login information changes, but they're able to keep access to students are able to maintain access to their certificates that they earn and able to continue learning. Some people are in short-term facilities and maybe they're only, going to be in jail for a couple of nights, but if they get this program in their hands, it should serve them just as well wherever they are. The Google Classroom is an app, so participants can also participate on their phone. And so we want that element of it to be able to be kind of where we connect with the people on this call. That as we have people exit incarceration and re-enter the community and still have access to our contact and our resources, we want to be able to connect them like you did, Pastor Sylvia, this morning, looking for resources. Hey, I have someone that needs this. So we're kind of looking for that kind of ability to connect as well, just to plug people in where they need to be so that they can thrive when they come home. So that's all I have, and then I'm going to turn it over to our beloved CEO, uh, Clint Arnold, Dr. Clint Arnold, and then we'll open up for questions.
Kristen always figures out a way to embarrass me in public. No, it's a good thing. No, I appreciate that. So the only thing that I would add to it is this. As James and Kristen have said, this was just an idea a year ago when we got the grant to fund the build out of this. And what we have now is something that's repeatable, scalable, and it's actually, as Kristen said, Edovo has gotten this loaded, working with our tech support consultant. It's loaded on the tablets. So it's going to be available across 47 states, different facilities across 47 states. We're working with a company called Secure Us and a couple of other companies to get it in as many people's hands as possible, so that we can help as many people as possible as we go forward. And that's why we wanted to spend some time with the organization here. Our initial intent was for the West Virginia Department of Corrections, their short-term facilities. That's what this was built for. But it turns out that we're able to help a lot of other organizations with the same program. And because it's asynchronous, it's built on a Google Classroom platform. It can be accessed and scaled as large, and then we can also tailor it based on the needs of individual organizations like the YWCA, HRDF, and a couple of other organizations that we actually have meetings set up with here over the next 30 days. So we appreciate the opportunity to share what we've built. We're looking forward to the opportunity to incorporate this in. And I don't know, Kenneth, and some of the others that are sitting here, we've already spoken with the Jobs and Hopes team more than once with Deb Harris and that group. And so if there's something with the West Virginia Peer Hub that we can maybe add this as another tool with you guys giving resources from an educational perspective, with this, with this peer-reviewed, with basically peer-reviewed content that we've built this with, along with the experience, the direct experience and input from Kristen and Tyshawn or James and others that have helped us build this. We just want to help as many people as possible, give them another tool in the toolbox in order to reduce recidivism and help people get back on their feet as fast as possible, regardless of what situation they're coming out of. Because again, this isn't, even though it was targeted for the justice impacted individual target audience, we're actually going to be spreading this out to people that have not been in, but may have domestic violence, recovery, addiction, whatever they need help with to get them back on their feet to improve themselves. We want to make it available to everybody. So thank you for allowing us the platform to share.
Well, thank you, Dr. Arnold, for that. And I think we've all learned a great deal of just hearing other various resources that are now available. I open it up for any questions. My first question, I guess, is I think you may have touched on it a little bit, Dr. Arnold, in terms of where a lot of the training takes place. Are you all still located in Institute?
We are.
Does a lot of it happen in Institute? But it sounds like you're trying to network with other places to perform some of it. Where, for example, you might be able to coordinate with Kenneth and other organizations. So
yes. So the model that we've built is we can do this asynchronously. We can do it 50% asynchronously, which means online, in person. Obviously, we are here in West Virginia, so we're not going to hop in the car and drive to California. But we can do it virtually, if it's too far away. But anything that's reasonable with any of our local organizations here, Huntington, Cabell County, any of these counties that are around here or within the state, we'd be willing to share, expand. But the beauty of this is it is asynchronous, and so we can do it. But it has the ability for James and Kristen to interact with individuals, and with Shelby, the third person on the team, so that we can interact and give it a face. So it's
Right.
not just something where they're trying to figure all this out on their own. That's not what we intended, was to basically do it on your own, but we're there to support you, either in person if we can get to you, or asynchronously, if doing a Zoom call or a Google Meets or whatever would suit your needs as well. So we've set it up to do both.
So they would basically enroll in the program, and there would be various, I guess, steps or various things that would be required of them, and so, even if they're out of state, this is something they could
Yes.
work through. And then if they're trying to get out, is this something that, because I do, Tashawn, you mentioned it, and it's so true about the iPads that are available in the DCR, but if they don't have money on their books, it's it's hard for them to communicate outside of the prisons. So it sounds like you could even work with them while they're incarcerated. Does that sound?
Yeah. So we're getting it put on this entire platform. All the modules, the learning modules, have been loaded, reformatted to put on the Edovo platform, which actually does is in all of the tablets that are in the Department of Corrections here in the state of West Virginia, along with 47 other states, give or take. So, but while they're in there, so they're going to be following the protocols, the security protocols, on the tablets inside the facilities. But as Tyshawn and Kristen said, once they get out, they only need a Google account, ID, password, and then we can also let them get back to their information and continue the classes, print their certificates or whatever they wanted to do once they get out. So yeah, there are security requirements inside the facilities, but then we can also give them the ability to get to it outside. Initially with Edovo, there is no charge internally for that, because it's basically one of the applications on the tablets that are available to them. So I did want to point out that when they enroll in this, they take the assessment that Kristen mentioned. There's an algorithm built that says, based on the answers to your few simple answers, these are the classes that you need.
Okay.
So even though there's 55 modules, it may only assign them 7, 8, 9.
I got you.
And then they say, hey, but there's 3 or 4 others that I would like to take. That way their interest, they can take whatever is available. And it auto enrolls them once they finish. And then once they complete, there's a simple assessment so that we can track data before and after. And then it'll automatically print their completion certificate. Well, not print, but it'll make it available to them, because they can't obviously print it if they're inside, but they can see it. And then when they get out, they can get access to it and print a hard copy, or someone can print it for them and take it with them, show proof that they have completed these classes to self-help, self-improvement as we go forward. So Kristen, James, did I miss anything?
No, I
No,
don't
sir.
think so.
Dr. Clinton, I sent you a direct message with my email. I'd love to set up a Zoom call meeting to maybe discuss it further, how we can maybe partner and utilize this tool as well, especially from an educational purpose. So if anybody, I don't know, if Miss Kristen or anybody else on your end, if you could have them contact me and we could set up maybe a Zoom meeting, I'd love
Yes.
to talk about that. We're all about promotion and partnering. We're in the business of it.
No. So I would obviously have Kristen, James, and Shelby join on the call as well, because they're actually, even though this was an idea that I had a long time ago, those 3 are the ones that built this.
Okay. Yeah,
No,
excellent. Look forward to it.
I would obviously have them on there. And I put my email in the chat so you can
Okay.
email it directly to me. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'll make sure they're copied. When I reply back, I'll include them so we can set up a time to talk. So thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's good. I mean, that's what these meetings are all about, really, is creating networking opportunities. And we see this type of thing happen so often in these meetings where people don't realize, what's out there, and they become knowledgeable about it, and then um, we can make these connections. And I'm really encouraged as well. I'm going to try to stay in touch with you all. I live right in Dunbar, so I'm not even probably a mile from you guys. But there are some people that are incarcerated that maybe I need to let them know about it. You all are probably familiar with the Getting Out app. Um, it's how I communicate with. Right now, I got about 15 individuals who are still incarcerated. Unfortunately, some of them, they've been granted parole, but they don't have a home plan, and it's a struggle. It's a constant struggle. It's frustrating, quite honestly. But there are some that, they probably could really use this. And so if I have, a few people who are in that I think you all could, be beneficial to them, what would I tell them? How would I really, allow them to make contact with you all?
You can give them my contact information. So I have a work cell phone.
Okay.
Let me put it in the chat right now for you.
Okay. And so just tell them to Google that. Um, okay.
They can text, they can call and leave a message.
Okay.
Text is best, if they can. And yes, I'll do anything to connect to any services that I can at this point, or sign them up on the pathway, whatever we can do to help.
Do you all have like a website in which maybe they could on their iPad they could probably contact you, let them know, let you all know who they are, and request maybe possibly enrolling or something of that nature?
Do we have that if we don't have that capability, we can build it in our new website that we're designing. I'll let Dr. Arnold answer.
Yeah, no, we're actually getting ready to launch a new website. Our old website was really old. And part of it is Pathway Academy, which is a separate module on the website. So I'll make sure that my designer is including a way for them to contact us and register. I believe it's there, but let me just make sure that it's easy to do, easy to find, and to get in touch with us, other than having to give you, direct phone numbers and emails. Okay.
Yeah, because phone numbers are not making a telephone call is not as easy as you think while you're incarcerated, and I'm sure that there are those who can attest to that. So it may sound like to us not much of a barrier, but to them it is a little bit. And so I was just wondering, if they could just go on their iPad, Google something, and get onto your website, and then just make contact with you there, and then that sort of thing.
So my understanding is the way that the way that the tablets work inside the facilities, it's on a severe lockdown. So as far as them getting directly to the internet, I don't think that's going to happen. So this has to be an app that's on the secure tablet that they can get to. So that's why we have a way to communicate with them within the tablet, within the platform.
Okay.
But they're probably not going to be able to just make a call or email us directly.
Right.
Based on the way I understand the security works inside.
Okay.
Now, once they get out, it's different.
Right.
But inside, it's pretty much the same way. Everyone that I've talked to, even here in West Virginia DOC, it's the same. So from a security perspective, the answer to that is probably no. but once they get out, there you can reach us fairly easily. But we'll still make sure that on our website there's an easy way to get to us. Okay, if that helps.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just trying to find some way to try to figure out how they could utilize this while they are incarcerated, and how could they make that contact. Um, there are some out there that they want to change, they want to make where they're at is the last time they return. They don't want to return. They're done and they want to get out, and just be able to start that. And I know that there's a lot of programming in DCR, and I'm and I'm sure it's helpful. But anyway, yeah.
Have you heard of the neighborhood app? It's a new app that we just learned about that we were actually planning on. So we go to these job fairs at different places and meet people who are incarcerated. And we've been contacting, and since our like Clint mentioned, our system isn't up yet for them to enroll right away and send us messages through the safe platform. But we have been collecting names and where they're incarcerated, right? For people who do wish to sign up. And so like that and the people you're mentioning, we have a plan that once we actually launch on Edovo to touch base with every person that we've touched base with, and anyone interested in the program through the neighborhood app, we can send them a postcard. So we wanted to announce to them, it'll send them a physical post. So we have to create a contact list in the neighborhood app. And it will send them a postcard upon our launch is our plan to do. And then that's also a way, maybe we could have them come on sometime and talk about what their product is, the neighborhood, that they're also working on this, trying to address. Well, Dr. Arnold could maybe talk about it, but that trying to get pictures into jails and prisons and trying to make contact family members and things like that. Clint could maybe talk about it more, but we've been meeting a lot of groups that are working on filling this gap of when people leave incarceration and enter and this communication gap. So that's one of the tools that we plan to utilize to kind of let people know, hey, Pathway's there now. You can register now. You can log in now and check it out for free, and stay connected with us and our services.
Yeah. And Dr. Arnold, if you could, if you have contact on the neighborhood app, that'd be good. And I can maybe make contact and see if they would mind, would like the opportunity to maybe present here. I've never heard of it actually, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's actually the CEO is called, his name is Marcus Bullock. He has actually just a phenomenal story of where he was and how he came up with this idea and how he built it. But I'll send this to you. But he's the CEO and it's called Flick Shop is the actual app. But I can send you his information and him and his business. I think they're actually located in Baltimore, outside DC. But they've spread out around the country because I think that he told me they have, I think it was some ridiculous number like 250,000 users.
Wow.
That they've gotten this spread out, and it was all an idea, and because of like Tyshawn said, when you're in your access and it was just a problem. So he's figured out a way to enable people to get access to resources, keep in touch with the human contact, even though it's not direct contact, but just a way to get pictures, messages, appropriate legally through the system, through the jail system, to get things to people. So I'll share that with you. Okay.
Well, my email.
Dr. Arnold.
Yeah, go ahead, Tasha.
No, just to add to that, I was actually reading over the Flick Shop information. They're actually in 3,600 prison systems and jails rather, and they have over 400,000 participants in their program.
Oh,
Flick Shop program. So yeah,
sorry.
it's major. It's major. And the gentleman is very nice. I hope that we can actually connect that for him to come and speak, because it's a tool that everyone on this call should be aware of.
Yeah, that sounds, I mean, yeah, if either of you could, give me the contact information, I will definitely reach out immediately. From the sounds of it, yes, that we definitely need to hear about this, because I can see the potential of it. Yes.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
my email is address and my telephone number, but my email address, you can text me or you can email me. It's in the chat. jsylvia@live.com,
Got it. I see it.
and I'll reach out and hopefully we can make something happen. We're coming up on the hour, so anyone have any other questions? Kisra, have any other thoughts or comments?
I went ahead and put the email of Flick Shop, Dr. Sylvia Bullock at
Okay.
flickshop.com. I put that in the chat for everyone.
Okay. I've saved the chat. So um, and if you don't know, you can go into the chat, and then when you get at the very top, you'll see those three little dots. If you press on that, you can actually save the entire chat list items there. So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate the information, and contact me, and I'll make contact, give them a call, and hopefully we can get something here soon. So if there's no other questions, I want to just thank everyone from Kisra. Um, you all continue to progress. When I first started pastoring here 19 years ago, you all were here already, and I got to know Pastor Helliger, Bishop Helliger, um, who's done marvelous work there, and so at Ferguson. But I got to know some of the people there, and good to see and meet you, and you all continue to do great work. Um, and Jonathan, do you have any announcements, anything you want to mention before we head out?
No, I'm good. Nothing much going on.
Okay.
But if you guys have anything you want to get out there, just send me a flyer on my email and I'll put it out on the constant contact.
Okay. All right. And if anyone else that's present would like to present in another upcoming month, just email me and let me know, hey, we got a new program we'd like to talk about. We're starting up some things, whatever the case may be, because I think everyone here has presented at one point in time. Like I said, this has been going on for 10 years. Come June of the next year will be 10 years. So if anything like that, just feel free to give me a call or text me, email me, and we'll invite you to present at one of the upcoming months. All right. If there's no other questions, glad you all were able to be on with us. We learned quite a bit. And I think I'm going to be in touch with you guys over the course of a few months, because I can see how this could be really, really helpful for a lot of people that I've been in contact with. So, all right. Well,
Looking
thank you
forward
so
to
much.
it. Thank you.
Y'all have a blessed day. And again, second Wednesday every month.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
having us.
Thank
See
you.
you all.